Welcome back to The Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. You're looking for someone to help you grow your business. I tell you what, I'm always shocked. I'm chagrined and sometimes dismayed when I hear business owners saying, yeah, times are tough, the economy's rough, so I'm cutting back on my sales and marketing. And I'm like going, brilliant! Really? And they put you in charge of that company. Why? Did you win that in a lottery? It's really insane. The reality is you need to be cranking up your sales and marketing. You need to figure out what works and what doesn't and really apply the same discipline that you would, in your sales and marketing that you do to your finance. Hopefully you have discipline to your finance. This stuff is much more scientific, much more methodical and systematic than I think people realize. And so, that's why I know for our business, we asked Charles Alvarez to come help us take our company to the next level, which is exactly what he's done. Charles Alvarez is an extraordinary sales coach, an extraordinary marketing leader, and we're delighted to have him on the program every week. Usually he has a guest, but every once in a while we get lucky just to talk to him one-on-one. Today's one of those days. Thanks for coming, Charles.
Good to see you, my friend. You doing all right?
Doing great. Glad to have you here. So real quickly, kind of give us your thoughts about exactly what you guys do before I get into a couple of topics that I want the listener to be aware of. And then second of all, how do we get in touch with you? So kind of cover those two things.
Sure. Well, first of all, what we do is we basically remove the frustrations and the anxieties and the stresses often associated with business ownership by implementing productivity, marketing, and sales best practices to really help our clients get their business to the next level so they can finally actually start enjoying their business. And, kind of like what you said, it's, there's a lot of frustration out there, but, there is a system of doing this. There's a right way and a wrong way to sell and to market your business. And the good thing is that we actually get to see that put into practice and work. And, if you're interested in learning more about what we do and how we can help our clients and help you, you can go to www.cornerstonebusinessacademy.com.
CornerstoneBusinessAcademy.com. And right now, I think, don't you have a video that you're offering that will put $10,000 rather, in $50,000. But that's one of the reasons why you want to hire him as a consultant, because he'll get you there in no time, no question about it. But $10,000 in a person's pocket relatively quick, free content, free video series. I've seen parts of that series. I'm looking forward to seeing the rest. It is awesome.
Yeah, if you go to the website and go to the right there, you're going to get 10 free videos on just that. 10,000, by the way, we've actually seen to be pretty conservative for a free copy of 10 videos to help you with your sales and marketing. So we've actually seen that $20, $30, $40, $50,000 level. So the principles that generate 10,000 will get you whatever level you want over the next 30 days.
Yep. Yeah, I know that in the 6 months or that you've been, not even that, 5 months, I guess, that you've been working with me, barely 5 months, we've already exceeded that 50 grand of new revenue, clearly, and on pace to do much more than that. So that's probably what came to my mind. So it's been a very easy, no-brainer investment for me.
That's awesome. I'm pleased more than you can imagine that it's worked well for you.
This is nothing more gratifying than, money is great. Obviously, we can't do business without making money, but there's nothing more gratifying in the business to see how it changes people's lives and changes their business. And so that's what we get excited about, what we do for people. But that's what I get excited talking to you, because I do have vendors out there that I dealt with that clearly are almost entirely motivated just by the money, and it's obvious, and it's disappointing kind of work with them even when the vendor works, but there's something about that vendor who has this desire, a linkage, and almost an emotional linkage with their client, that their personal success is wrapped up with the success of their client.
Well, I can't think of any other way to do it. There's actually a great book out there for you listeners to listen to or to read about. It's created by a guy named Simon Sinek, and he had a book out there called Start With Why. And his whole premise is just that. It's like, look, if a company's in business for the sole purpose of making money, it's basically starting its steps to decline. Mm-hmm. The reason why Apple and Google are what they are is because the reason they're in business is to fulfill a calling or a purpose in their life that's significantly more important and much more gratifying than just putting an extra dollar in your bank account. So you really have to understand what value you're really bringing to your target market. How are you serving them? And you know what? Money is just a reward for a job well done. But if it is the focus, you're going to start making decisions based solely upon getting more dollars into your bank account. And we all see how well that's working for companies like Dell and Enron. So don't make that mistake.
That's right. That's right. Boy, aren't you telling the truth? You know, just in the way Dell, priced itself for buying itself out. What a disgrace to all of the business owners that had invested in it all those years. What a slap in the face.
Yeah, they completely forgot, to quote Simon Sinek, what he says, they forgot their why. They didn't understand why they were in business, and it became more about exceeding their earnings numbers and exceeding their revenue numbers versus going out there and finding out what changes are happening in the marketplace and how their value proposition fits into that marketplace. And they started trying to become everything to everybody. And like I've said many times, if you're marketing to everybody, you're not marketing to anybody.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You got to figure out who your target is and become that target's best friend.
Absolutely, because you don't have to market to 3 billion people to have a multi-million-dollar business. General Electric, in their division that sells oil field equipment, they only have about a handful of companies that they significantly market to, but they completely own that market share, and that's why they're a multi-billion-dollar company. And for those people that cannot afford or don't want to invest in their types of equipment, they simply don't market to them. And GE's perfectly happy not marketing to them.
Yep, no question about it. Why do people become clients of yours? What's typically happening, in their business dynamic that they would even consider getting a coach? Because frankly, that's somewhat of a humbling thing, to be honest with you, when you finally realize you need that kind of help.
Well, it is humbling. I will say, though, that pride does lead to destruction last time I checked.
Yeah.
And,
Some things never change.
And every business that I know of, especially a Fortune 500 company, has something called a board of directors. Well, obviously a company making between $1 and $10 million can't pay their board $100,000 a year to give them advice. So basically what I am is your non-equity board of directors that kind of offers advice on basically 4 things. How to generate more revenue, how to generate more leads, how to become more profitable, and finally, how to get your team to be more productive. Because, a lot of people come to us saying, hey, we want more leads or we want more revenue. But, if your business can't process that lead because you don't have the right team in place or they don't have the right skill sets, who cares how many leads you get? So really, it's those 4 reasons why somebody would want to come to us.
Yeah. And typically, what's going on in their business when they realize they need you?
Couple different things. They're stagnant in revenue. They've seen their revenue decline. They kind of look at their business as, my goodness, my friends or family members who are in the same business are doing much better than I am. What am I missing? Or they're just kind of sick and tired of working 100-hour weeks. It's like, gosh, I got into business to get free of all this, 9-to-5 stuff and being a slave to the business. And then they find themselves a slave of the business. And the good news for all you people out there listening is that it doesn't have to be that case. We deliver freedom to business owners. That's it.
Mm-hmm. And so where do you usually start? I mean, I can talk anecdotally, but, I'd like you to say, explain how, where do you start with a client? And we have to make this short because we are running out of time.
Sure. Basically with 4 questions. Where do you want to get to? Where are you now? How long do you want to get to your ideal business? And what are the roadblocks holding you back? Because once I understand your business, then I know exactly what path we can take in order to get you there.
Yep. CornerstoneBusinessAcademy.com. CornerstoneBusinessAcademy.com. Get there now. Go there. Hurry. Run, don't walk, but if you trip, blame yourself, not me. I can't help if you don't have those motor skills. But when you get there, check it out on the right-hand side. You'll find that information, that video that you want people to check it out. It's on the right-hand side under this week's training video.
This week's training video is a free video available to anybody. You don't even have to put your name in. Right above there, if you put in your first name and email address, that's where you get the 10 videos. But there's a free video, though, of free training, and that happens on a weekly basis that rotates. So if you just want to look at that video, go for it.
10 grand, easy money, just hanging there. I tell you, I know firsthand it's true. It's phenomenal stuff. And so, and I think your first consultation, there's no cost.
Absolutely not. There's no cost at all.
And so, I went and took that plunge, and it was a great plunge. I'm glad I did.
Well, it's an honor serving you.
Well, I'm honored to have you on my team, and I consider you like my CSO, to be perfectly honest with you.
Awesome.
So it's great stuff. All right, CornerstoneBusinessAcademy.com. Check it out. Don't be foolish. Don't wait. Go ahead and do it right now. CornerstoneBusinessAcademy.com. The best decision I've made in my business in the 13 years plus I've been doing this particular business. So thank you, sir.
Thank you.
When we come back, much more for you. I am Kevin Price, and we're listening to The Price of Business.